Good afternoon, and good morning, and good evening, wherever you are. Fuck me. What a fucking joke that was. Legalized robbery. But 60,000 turned up though, didn't they? 60,000 turned up though, didn't they? Chev, if you want to come on, Chev, you're welcome to. 60,000 turned up. I thought, what happened to all these tickets that was on StubHub? Because to be fair, the arena looked full tonight. What happened to all those people on the internet who were saying what happened to all those people on the internet who were saying that Frank Warren sold 60,000 tickets to StubHub and nobody was going to turn up in the middle of December? It looked like a fucking full arena tonight, didn't it? So someone's making money. Someone's making money. Merry Christmas, Frank Warren. Jesus Christ. Let me get a picture of Frank up there in a minute. Jesus. Frank Warren, Merry Christmas. Do you know what I mean? Frank Warren, Merry Christmas. You'll be seeing Frank Warren tomorrow. He'll be dressed like St. Nicholas. Do you know what I mean? Trust me. Show you right now. Sorry, I'm a little bit out of it in a minute. So, this is what it will be like at the Warren, at Warren Towers first thing tomorrow morning. Look, Frank Warren will be sitting there. Look. It says Frank Warren going through the ticket sales. Merry Christmas from Frank Warren. See, he managed to get 60,000 mugs to turn up and watch glorified sparring. And then they were booing at the end when it was glorified sparring. They were booing because they thought Chisora was going to get taken out execution style, isn't it? Listen, that probably is the end of Chisora's career, though, to be fair. He took an absolute pasting. But he did better than Dillian Whyte, though. See, the thing is, this is what I'm laughing about, though, yeah? People turning around and saying shit like, oh, this is a bum fight, don't watch this fight. But you fucking idiots went and paid to watch Dillian Whyte. Who did a better job? Chisora or Whyte? Let's do a poll right now. Just be real. You guys all slagging off Chisora and shit. Slagging off Dereck Chisora. Saying some bullshit like, oh, don't, you know, this is a nothing fight, blah, blah, blah. Chisora did a lot better than fucking Dillian Whyte did. Dillian Whyte fight was a joke. Absolute disaster. I mean, if you look at the shots that Chisora took tonight versus the shots that Dillian Whyte took, I mean, give me a break. Let's just do it right now. Who did better? Whyte or Chisora? Because remember last April, we were hearing that Dillian Whyte, the can man. Dillian Whyte is the can man. Fury's stuck in Whyte. He's going to give up the WBC title because Dillian got massive left hook. So I'm just saying, innit? Like, maybe we should put a bit of respect in Chisora's name because I'm not being funny. He put more on the line than Dillian Whyte did when they fought. Yeah. Ifany says Chisora did a lot better. Let's be honest, he did, didn't he? Mark Stanton says Chisora is like a fleshy pianata. What a disaster. Zephyr says, Ultra, you're the most base guy. Thank you, brother. I really appreciate it. I'll be based in the grave very soon. Trust me on that. Yeah, Super Epic Dude says, Don Charles obviously doesn't give a fuck about Chisora. What was he waiting for in that corner? Don Charles. Should have pulled him out about fucking round 7. The fuck? Chisora was taking an absolute beating. Oh, but you know what? Let me tell you something, right? I was so underwhelmed about this card. I didn't watch the Dubois fight. I fell asleep. I woke up and heard there was controversy in the Dubois fight. Quickly went back and watched the Dubois fight. Then I picked up the Fury fight in round 2. And it was fucking glorified target practice. I was just sitting there going, oh, every 5 minutes. Just tenacious punishment there. Brian Burke says, remember when Wilder lost to Fury, people said Chisora, but yeah. Well, it is what it is. What did you guys think? I tell you what. Let me do some shout outs now. So, guys, let's go through this. What are we giving Frank Warren out of 10 for this Christmas? What are we doing? Honestly, what are we giving Frank Warren out of 10? Let's start doing some scores. Do you know what? Honestly, I'm giving Frank Warren 10 out of 10. If you're asking me, Ultra, what score are we giving Frank Warren for Business Done, Queensby Promotions, 3rd of December, yeah? 2022. The man pulled 60,000 people out. The man pulled out 60,000 people who turned out. Everybody's complaining. Do you know what? Let me tell you how genius Frank Warren is. Everybody's sitting at home complaining about the cost of living crisis, saying it's too hot, too cold. Frank Warren managed to drag people out of their ice cold homes into an ice cold arena to watch an ice cold beatdown in an ice cold September. And then Frank Warren walked away with that ice cold paycheck. He gotta be promoter of the year, man. He's gotta be. There's gotta be, innit? No matter what you think about Frank, that is promoter of the year. That is promoter of the year standards, isn't it? You got like all these people sitting at home going, we can't afford to turn the heating on. Everybody's talking about the cost of electric bills in the UK. We can't afford to turn the heating on. The man managed to drag a bunch of freezing cold people out into a freezing cold arena on a freezing cold Saturday. Make him watch Dereck Chisora get a freezing cold beating. Did you see that motherfucker grinning? Did you see him grinning in the post-fight? Frank's like, got him. We got him. We got him. Yo, 60,000 turning up for glorified sparring. Don't be surprised that Fury's already talking about surgery. So don't be surprised, yeah, if it's 80,000 at Wembley for Fury versus Lerena. What do you think? I can see that coming a mile off. Why not now? Let's just listen. You guys know I'm all in a tank for Queensberry Promotions. I'm telling Frank Warren first thing in the morning, Frank, fuck this Usyk fight. Fuck this Usyk fight. Let's make some money. Press 7 if you agree with me on that. I'm telling Frank first thing in the morning, Frank, forget this Usyk fight. We just did 60,000 against Chisora. Let's go and do Fury versus Lerena in the middle of summer in a stadium. Because these people will clearly turn up to watch Fury do anything. What do you think? I'm doing Fury versus Kevin Lerena. Because Fury's already saying he needs surgery. Let him get elbow surgery. Come back. Let's do Kevin Lerena at Wembley Stadium. up the pay-per-view price. Because 26 pounds, yeah, is clearly too cheap. We need to do. Let's up it to 30. I'll turn it down, Mrs. Oh, thank you very much, Mrs. Yu. Mrs. Yu had surgery on her foot today in Fitzroy Square. We were actually next to BT Building for most of the day. Ironically, we were right next to BT Towers. Mrs. Ultra was getting foot surgery, and she's brought me a lovely cup of tea on one foot. There you go. Yes, I love you too. Now get the fuck out of here. All right, we're talking business. Shut the door, man. Talking business. Ice cold. What do you guys think about talking about Stone Cold? What do you think about Usyk ringside there? What do you guys think? I mean, they could have at least given him a fucking interpreter. They've done him dirty, by the way, Usyk. Do you not think they've done Usyk real dirty? Usyk's halfway in the ring. His interpreter's halfway out the ring. The man couldn't understand a word Fury was saying. It was cringeworthy. Fury was literally cussing the shit out of him. He was just sitting there with that fucking grin on his face. He had no idea what Fury was saying. Yeah. Laughing at me with your gap in your teeth. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? He didn't even understand what Fury was saying. He was just sitting there looking like that meerkat, innit? Usyk looks like that fucking meerkat from the Compare the Market advert. CompareTheMarket.com, innit? Don't Usyk look like that meerkat from CompareTheMeerkat.com? Hey, let me tell you something, yeah? You got to show this guy respect, man. He's the unified heavyweight champion in the world. Next time he goes to the fucking edge of the ring, do me a favour, make the translator stand inside the ring so he can actually understand what Fury's saying. Innit? That was a terrible move from Fury. Because you see what happens, yeah? Usyk tried to get in the ring. Because you see what happened? Usyk was supposed to come to the ring, yeah? Get in the ring. Fury cut him off. You see that? So Usyk was supposed to get in the ring. Fury cut him off and didn't let him in the ring. His translator couldn't get in the ring. And as a result, the whole situation was fucked up there. Usyk left himself open to a fucking beating. Jesus Christ. Usyk took more punishment in that fucking post-fight interview than he took against Anthony Joshua rounds 9 and 10. So let me tell you, yeah, Usyk's going to learn the lessons very quickly there. He's a master boxer. I have no idea, yeah, who will win between Fury and Usyk. Usyk can beat anybody. But
Let me tell you something. Usyk there, I hope he's already been outsmarted there outside the ring. Hopefully he don't get outsmarted like that inside the ring. Fury cut him off, stopped him from getting in the ring. The interpreter got stuck outside. Look at the interpreter. The interpreter, if you watch, the interpreter's not even looking at these motherfuckers. Maybe he's trying to hear in it. Look, the interpreter's in no man's land. Look. The interpreter's offside. Look at this. The interpreter ain't even on side. Like, it's like, you know the ring ropes. The ring ropes is the offside line, isn't it? If you did VAR right now, innit? You just draw a line in it between Usyk and Fury. Look, imagine I'm doing VAR, yeah? We just draw a line between Fury and Usyk. You can see the interpreter's offside, innit? The interpreter's offside. Oh, he done Usyk dirty there. Usyk there left up into a whole barrage of insults. Couldn't understand what the guy was saying. Terrible. Listen, let me tell you something. He ain't going to get that Anthony Joshua treatment. Yeah, he ain't going to get that Anthony Joshua treatment. What was it that AJ does? You know, AJ fucking shaking hands and handing over the belts. Mate. I think Usyk thought he was going to get the AJ treatment. He thought AJ was going to turn up, start shaking hands, grinning, and handing his belts over. He got fucking ambushed, man. He got ambushed. He got fucking ambushed. And then they got Joe Joyce in there. And Joe Joyce, hilarious. Joe Joyce, man, what a guy. Fury's talking about surgery. So, as somebody said in the chat, I think it was Vanguards of Manhood. I know Mark Krieger was trying to push Fury on this, but Fury claims to have broken his right hand and elbow. Well, I think he's had elbow surgery before. He said he had elbow surgery before the Wilder fight in the past, but his elbow's gone again. So he needs elbow surgery and hand surgery. He says he's going to be out for 6 to 8 weeks. So there's no way this fight can happen in fucking February or January if he gets surgery, as Mark Krieger correctly pointed out. So that fight ain't taking place anytime soon. And Usyk's going to need a fight, is he not? Usyk's going to need a fight, is he not? So how is this? Look, it's not going to be undisputed anyway. We know that because the IBF are the IBF. And then Muppets out there who go, oh, I respect the IBF the most because they always enforce their mandatory. Have you heard this bullshit? I respect the IBF the most because they always enforce their mandatories. Yeah, they be enforcing Kell Brook versus fucking Kevin Bizier and shit. They be enforcing like Tyson Fury versus Glashkov. The IBF are a fucking joke. What is this? I respect the IBF because they always enforce their mandatories. Yeah, they always enforce shit mandatories though, don't they? That's the problem. They enforce shit mandatories, innit? Kevin Bizier, innit? So let's be honest, yeah? Let's just call a spade, innit? Right? What are we giving Frank Warren out of 10 for tonight? What are we giving him? Someone saying 10. They need to do a documentary on this. I'm serious. They need to do a documentary. Seriously. Hire a documentary crew and call it December 3rd. So from 9/11 to December 3rd. I want a documentary. And I want to move. How did Frank Warren manage to get 60,000 people to sit in an ice cold arena with no rooftop watching bollocks? How did he manage to pull that off? There needs to be an investigation into that. Because I need to see that. Super Epic Douche says Fury got bum surgery. Do you guys really, really think that Fury's scared of Usyk? I think, look, none of these guys are scared of each other. I've said it before, none of them. Usyk ain't scared of Fury. Fury ain't scared of Usyk. Joyce ain't scared of Fury. Joyce ain't scared. None of these guys are scared of each other. It's all politics, isn't it? It's all politics, mate. But I don't think we're going to get Fury versus Chisora next. I don't see how that can happen if he's going to have surgery, innit? So what do you think? Will we see Usyk versus Hrgovic? What will we see? And does anybody want to call in? What did you think about the fight? What did you think about the fight? Did it surprise you in any way? Super Sardonic says, Sir Francis deserves at least an 8 for this legal bank robbery. I mean, Frank Warren coming to the ring, he needs to go out of the ring wearing a balaclava because he's had a few people over tonight. Listen, I'm an employee of Queensberry, allegedly. Am I not? Am I not an employee of Queensberry? Even I didn't watch this on pay-per-view. Even I couldn't do it. No, I was looking for every excuse to do it. We'll do some call-ins in a sec first. What did you guys think? Let's go through. Look, I'm trying to pretend that this fight's, look. This fight can't be. Just quickly, we're gonna get back to Fury in a second, but I'm just saying, the authorities have got to jump in and stop this from happening. Would you agree with that? Anthony Yarde versus Beterbiev. The authorities have got to get in and stop this from happening. They have got to get involved and stop this from happening. This can't be allowed to happen. You can't let Anthony Yarde get in the ring with Beterbiev, mate. What the fuck is going on here? You know, it's like I don't believe this fight. Like I'm hoping Yarde's gonna get. No disrespect, I love Anthony Yarde. That's why I'm hoping Yarde is gonna get injured and pull out. Someone, they can't allow this to happen, man. He's not ready for Beterbiev. Beterbiev's not even a human being. Has anybody seen Artur Beterbiev's birth certificate? Has anybody seen Artur Beterbiev's birth certificate? Has anybody seen Artur Beterbiev's blood test results? Has anybody seen them? I've seen no proof that Beterbiev is a human being who breathes the same air and bleeds like me and you. I'm just being honest. I've never seen it. I've never seen any concrete proof, yeah, that this man is a biological human. I've seen no proof. I've seen plenty of proof that when he goes home at night and takes his clothes off, this is what he looks like. That's what Beterbiev looks like when he goes for a shower in the morning, isn't it? What do you think? Press 1 if you agree, press 2 if you disagree, innit? Live footage. That's what happens when Artur Beterbiev goes in a shower. That's what you see in it. Takes his clothes off. I know that skin looks human, but it ain't. You can't let Anthony Yarde get in the ring with Beterbiev, man. Why are you putting AAY in the ring with the Terminator? What's the point? What are they doing that for? Yarde went. I love Anthony Yarde, but the man went life and death, yeah, with Lyndon Arthur. So why are you putting him in the ring with this? What's the point? Well, they want to put him in a ring with a modern day T800 for what reason? What's the reason for that? Look, there's Beterbiev throwing the jab. That's Beterbiev throwing a jab there. Jesus fucking Christ. Random Matrix says Yarde will stop him. If Anthony Yarde stops Beterbiev, Tunde Ajayi is a better coach than Emmanuel Stewart. All right, I'm just going to say that right now. We can get back to Fury and I just want to make that clear. If Anthony Yarde beats Artur Beterbiev, Tunde Ajayi is a better coach than Emmanuel Stewart. Simple as that. Oh, here's this moron. Look at this idiot, Michael Benson. Anyway, don't get me started on this guy. Don't get me started on this guy. Someone said lions in the coffin. Jesus Christ. What do you guys think? What are you giving Usyk out of 10 for his performance tonight? Usyk meeting Tyson Fury ringside there. Not the first time they've met, but the first time they've really gone at it. What are you giving Usyk out of 10 for Usyk's ringside performance tonight? I thought Usyk was a joke, bro. Usyk's got to do the basics, mate. He's got to get that interpreter set up first, innit? Get your interpreter into position first, and then start getting to the ring first. He let the interpreter get to the ring before he did. Messed up. What do you think? It's a give it a 2 for Usyk. Usyk surprised me. That was a schoolboy error there. Left himself open to a barrage of abuse. That was terrible. Yeah, Albanian boxer. The man stood ringside in an ice cold arena for 5 minutes, letting a 6'10" traveller just abuse him. Abuse him. For no reason. What was the point? Super Sardonic saying, I'm giving Usyk a 4 for the Stone Island cap. Usyk's got to up that game, man. Usyk's got to up that game. Do you know what? No disrespect, yeah. You know, guys, though I love Usyk, yeah. But I just want to say this about Usyk. Give me your scores for how you think Usyk did tonight. Next time, Usyk, look, Duolingo. You can get it on a mobile phone, Usyk, man. Usyk. Who's advising this man? Where's Igor Kilmas? Do you guys think Igor Kilmas would ever allow Alexander Usyk to go to a ring like that? Do you think Igor Kilmas would have ever allowed that? Igor Kilmas, one of the smartest guys in boxing. Igor Kilmas would have set him up with Duolingo. Innit? Igor Kilmas, yeah, is a professional. He they said, listen, Usyk, I'm going to put this phone in your pocket. This phone's got Duolingo on it, yeah? If you and your translator get separated when you go to the ring to fight Fury, if you and your translator get separated, press this button. Am I lying or not? Hold on, let me get up on the screen. Am I lying or not? Eagles Kill Match would never have allowed that to happen. He'd have said, listen, Alexander, if you get separated from your translator, press this button on your phone. This phone will tell you what he's saying. Boxing Classic says, if you were Fury or Chisora, wouldn't you feel shame doing that to Chisora? Chisora needed saving from himself. Well, Chisora got a payday. This fight was... Let me tell you how fucking stupid this fight was. This fight was so fucking stupid because if you've listened to Tyson Fury in the past, he has said 150 times, one of my last fights in my career will be against Dereck Chisora because he's my friend and I want to give him a payday. Have you guys seen Chisora on Twitter? Chisora saying, yeah, it is a payday. Look. Hold on. Have you not seen Chisora's Twitter page? Let me get Chisora's Twitter page up. Has anyone got the app for Dereck Chisora's Twitter? Chisora was answering questions on Twitter yesterday and he was saying, yeah, it's a payday. That's what Chisora was saying. What's his Twitter handle? Is it Dereck War Chisora or something? Here we go. I've never seen that before, you know. Have you ever seen that? Oh, look at this. Bellew. Where's Bellew's now turning up? Jesus. We'll talk about it in a minute. Hold on. Where was Chisora? He knew what the score was. He knew he wasn't going to win the fight. So I'm just trying to get it from yesterday. Proper hilarious, mate. Look at this. Look. This is Chisora 11 hours ago. Yeah? At this point, to be honest, if I'd have seen this on Twitter, I'd have cancelled my tickets. This is Chisora about to go into the fight of his life. I was given the opportunity to fight by Tyson Fury and he put food on my kid's table. I will repay him tonight with an exciting fight. What the fuck, man? Somebody do a Photoshop of Frank Warren in a balaclava. Look at this. Who talks like this? About to fight for the WBC world title, mate. I was given an opportunity to fight by Tyson Fury and he put food on my kid's table. I will repay him tonight with an exciting fight. Fucking hell. That's not a good sign, is it? That ain't a fucking good sign, is it? You know? If you want to see a competitive fight, that ain't the greatest sign in the world, is it? Jesus Christ. That was something, wasn't it? I'm trying to find the other tweet where he goes, yeah, it's a payday. Fucking hell, man. It is what it is, isn't it? It is what it is. Oh, I can't read that Albanian boxer. Snoop Bob says, Usyk is a stone G. Fury can scream and shout, will not affect him. Of course it won't. Usyk don't give a shit. Screaming and shouting never does anything. Doesn't. The only thing that matters is you know, who's better, who comes up with a better game plan on the night. It's not going to have any effect on when they fight. You know that. I know that. I don't give a shit. I'm just, you know. Look, it was a terrible card. So what do you want me to say? What do you want me to say? I mean, I've somehow managed to drag this out 23 minutes. If you'd like to be a part of the chat and have your say in the chat, please hit the like button. We may do some calls. I know Andre may come on. I just want to see a few things before I decide if I'm going to stay on to do calls. We've got 224 in the chat right now. Just say what you want to say in the chat. Do you think... Let's do a poll. Let's do this poll. So let's end the old poll and do a new poll. Right. You've got 10 seconds to vote on this poll before I close it. Who did better, White or Chisora? See, that's the funny thing is with this fight. As bad as this fight was, for me, Chisora put on a lot better show than Dillian White. You've got 10 more seconds to vote. 1, 2, 10. Polls ended. Right, there you go. 84% of you think Chisora did better. Okay, right. Let's do another one. Will Fury fight Usyk in March? I'm going to say no, but you can put whatever you want. Maybe we'll see Usyk take a fight in between, because when was the last time Usyk fought? George C says no Isaac Lowe tonight, shockingly. Jesus Christ almighty. Isaac Lowe. I told you before, Isaac Lowe playing Championship Scrabble. I'd pay for that. Now, if they want to do that on the undercard of Fury versus Kevin Lerena, I'll buy it. 100%. 100%. So if they do this, if they put Isaac Lowe in here, what category would you put Isaac Lowe in? Isaac Lowe's about 35 years old, but he's got the spelling age of a 5-year-old. So you probably put Isaac Lowe in the junior league. Now, if they want to do me Fury versus Kevin Lerena after Fury comes off surgery because he needed tune-up, and do that in Wembley Stadium, and then if you do me this, Isaac Lowe on the undercard against any of these two, I'll take it. I'll pay £30 on the spot. I'm doing it. I'll pay £30 on the spot. Isaac Lowe versus NXL for the GCSE title. That's where we're going right now. Can I ask you guys another question? Do you guys think the fact that 60,000 turned up for tonight, do you think now, has that changed your... I mean, I don't really care about who's the bigger draw, but listen, it's been a shit show tonight, so we're just dragging up. We're scraping a barrel here, aren't we? But do you think now Fury has officially overtaken Anthony Joshua as the #1 draw in this country? Do you think? Because I think the signs were that Fury was probably more well known in America anyway beforehand, wasn't it? Right? The feeling was that Fury was more well known in America anyway, but Joshua still had something going in the UK. But after Fury's done fucking sold it out tonight, what do you think? Instead of it looked full to me. Didn't look half full at all. What do you guys think? Do you guys think it looked half full? It looked full to me. I mean, I'm sure there was a few seats there, do you know what I mean? Give or take, but honestly, it looked pretty fucking packed to me when I was watching it, but I could be wrong. Do you think, who do you think's the bigger draw? Do you think Fury's now overtaken AJ? Because Fury's now allegedly sold 150 tickets in a year. Sorry, 150,000 tickets in a year against 2 puddings. What do you guys think? He fought 2 puddings, yeah? And he's done 150,000 in 2 fucking stadiums in a year. One of them in the fucking freezing cold. I mean, what do you guys think? Is Fury now the #1 draw in British boxing? I don't know. I don't really care. But it's always been one of the sort of the last salvos from Matchroom Anthony Joshua fans, hasn't it? They've always said, well, AJ's still the bigger draw. Well, AJ, is he? Is he? Okay, Stella, we'll see. Okay, Stella's saying loads of empty seats. All right. Was anybody there tonight? I know people who went tonight. Did anybody go tonight? Some couple of people on my Twitter went tonight. Let me know what it was like. But I definitely think Queensbury sold all the tickets out. Maybe the ticket touts didn't get rid of all of them. But it's Merry Christmas, Frank Warren. Remember them £6,000? Remember them £6,000 Fortnum and Mason hampers we were looking at? Do you remember? Do you remember on the Christmas show? We were looking at them hamper baskets. Look. Fortnum and Mason. Christmas hampers. Look, Albanian Boxer went, hey, everybody turned on Albanian Boxer. He fucking went. Trying to hide in my chat, yeah? Pretending you ain't about casual boxing and you went. What was it like, Albanian Boxer? Was it full or not full? Tell me. What was it like? We've got someone in here live. We've had people calling from... Do you know what? When we did call-ins in the past, I remember when we did Khan and Brook, we had lads that were fucking calling in from the arena or just left the arena. They were calling straight into the show. You want to know what Frank Warren's buying himself for Christmas? Frank Warren's buying this. Oh, Stella's right. It was not full. There you go. Right, Albanian... How full was it, Albanian Boxer? Was it... am I going to get my payday or what? Is Frank Warren going to deliver me my check or was it a blowout? Look. This is what Frank Warren's getting for Christmas. Checking his bank statements tomorrow. Albanian Boxer. Filling up Frank Warren's pockets. Albanian Boxer. How did you get suckered in, Albanian Boxer? How did you get? How did you get? How did you get suckered in? I want a full explanation. Hold on. Hold on. Let me do something. Because since Albanian Boxer's admitted that he's gone to the fight, let me do something. Albanian Boxer. I want you to fill this out for me. Albanian Boxer. I'm going to block you until I see this filled out. This. If I can get my Google right. Albanian Boxer. I'm going to need you to fill out this incident form right here. Yeah? I need a full report from you. Albanian Boxer, on the timeline of events that led to you, purchasing a ticket for Fury versus Chisora. That's what I need to see. I need you to fill this out for me, Albanian Boxer. I need you to fill it out properly, yeah? With your name, date of birth, and the address, alright? And the names of all the people that you went to this event with, yeah? And all the witnesses, yeah? And your follow-up action. Supervisor name, signature, and date. I need to know, the information about what was the chain of events that led you to go and buy a ticket for Chisora versus Fury? Merry Christmas, Frank Warren. Frank Warren's getting that Imperial hamper. Unless Albanian Boxer's a ticket tout. Albanian Boxer. Unless you're one of them StubHub ticket touts. Merry Christmas, Queensbury. Nah, we're just thing. What did Tupac go, Shevin? Shevin saying, I just DM'd you a live video from the arena from Tupac. So Tupac went. So one of Shevin's brothers went to the fight. Wait, hold on a minute. Who actually went to this fight? Because what's going on now is there's people that are in this chat laughing and joking with me, but you went to the fight. Let's do it right now. Let's start. Richard, call Roma security. We're going to start knocking on doors now. Call Roma security. We're going to start knocking on people's doors. There's a couple of people in here trying to blend in, innit? Got a few cats in here. They're trying to blend in. Laughing and joking. Ha ha ha, hee hee. Next minute, they're trying to slip it in. By the way, I'm just leaving the arena. How many of you motherfuckers actually bought tickets to this thing? Truth's coming out, innit? Get Roma security. Send Roma security over. Here we go. This is going to be funny. Tyson Fury has revealed that he's been suffering with an injury and intends to have surgery on his right elbow before any potential undisputed fight with Alexander Usyk. There you go. Fury's backing Usyk. The fight will happen, but it is what it is. There you go. Fury's backing Usyk. Oh, he was working. He was. What do you guys think about this man here? I've got a feeling, you know what? A lot of people have written off the real heavyweight champion in the world. You guys have written off the real heavyweight champion in the world, yeah? But do you know what? Let me show you the Tottenham Hotspur Arena. This is what it looked like tonight on BT. Look at that. That don't look empty to me. Just to say that right now, look. That's the Tottenham Hotspur Arena. That don't look empty to me. Let me ask you, yeah? Hand on heart. The real heavyweight champion in the world. Let's just work this out in a minute. Fury obviously ain't going to fight Usyk, yeah? Fury obviously isn't going to fight Usyk next because he's intended on getting surgery. Whether you believe that or not, I believe him because I don't think he'll duck anybody. But people, you can say it is what it is. What about this man now? Because is Usyk not going to fight? Is he going to have to give up the IBF? Is Hrgovic going to end up fighting this man here? Press 1 if you can hear this. No sound. What do you mean you can't hear it? Did I not do it properly? Oh, no. No. Oh, I shared it wrong. All right, what about this? I'll make up for it. What about this one? What about this? Can you guys hear this? Let me know if you can hear this. Press 1 if you can hear this.
Who's going first? Freestyle Sundays!
Anyway, like my dude, when I'm on the mic, man, they're confused. And they ain't doing what we done. If they chat shit, then I'll get them head spun.
Yo, who's that dipping in my beamer? Underarm ice, not feeler. I'm a boxer, not a drug dealer. Get a massage cause I need a real healer. Chilling with the man them on a Sunday. Going cold karting, it's a fun day. Catch me cruising in the Range Rover on the runway. Gonna go hard cause it's a Monday. I'm ready for work, get buried in the dirt. My 1-2 combinations will leave a boy hurt. Ready to fight, let me grab the fucking mic. I got so much energy, that's why I'm on the hype. Lyrical MC, and in me, AJBS to the fucking G. Ain't nobody rapping with the click. We're on a mission, hustling, trying to get so rich.
Hey! Come on, man. That's the real heavyweight champion, man. There you go. Yeah, get a massage because I need a real healer. Mr. Upside Down. Nah, he's good. AJ heavy. I think he's good. I think he's got better bars than Akole. I've said it before. My point is this. We all thought when Anthony Joshua got smoked by Usyk, yeah, second time around, we thought, look, that's the end of this fool, you know? Especially when he had that post-fight breakdown, like. We thought that was the end of this dude. But if you look here, look. If you look at the fact that Fury's going to have surgery. So he ain't going to be able to fight Usyk until the summer. So Usyk's going to have to fight someone, isn't he? Am I right in thinking that? So either he has to give up his IBF title and let AJ fight Hrgovic for it. Or he has to take a fight before he fights Fury. And then he'll probably get fucking injured. I'm not sure we're ever going to see this fight. It's certainly not going to be for Undisputed, which I don't really give a shit about. What? MT saying AJ going to fight Wilder. Does anybody here believe that? AJ going to fight Wilder. Think you'll see pigs flying in the fucking sky before that shit happens. AJ ain't going to fight Wilder. I'm just trying to get a point of view, like, what I'm trying to get at is what's been solved tonight by Fury beating Chisora, innit? See, the whole point of this fight was supposed to be this. The whole point of it was, this was a fight that nobody wanted to watch. But if Fury got through the fight, we were going to see the Usyk fight in a couple of months, right? The bottom line of it is the following, yeah? 50,000 people have turned up in the arena and paid tickets. They've got a decent, nice action, but they didn't get the conclusive execution knockout they were looking for, right? Usyk then stepped to the ringside, right? Lost his translator, right? Has no idea what Fury's saying. Fury's absolutely destroyed him on the ring ropes and then turned around and said he intends to have fucking surgery. And so he won't be fucking, he's probably not going to be fighting Usyk anyway for XYZ months. So the point is, what is this fight actually solved? Does that make sense? Press 1 if you kind of get what I'm saying. Press 2 if you don't. I've been a little bit long-winded, but can you see what I'm saying? Like, this fight was supposed to be a solution to a problem. Nobody wants to see this fight, but if we do see this fight, then we're going to see Fury and Usyk. Well, straight after the fight now, it now appears that we ain't going to see this fight. So what was the fucking point in watching this fight in the fucking first place? That's what I'm saying. So who's the real winners? Hint, hint, hint. It ain't the fucking Iceland checkout managers on Twitter complaining about this fight. It ain't them dudes that are going to be defrosting frozen turkey on Christmas Day in a bungalow, yapping about the sport of boxing. It ain't going to be them. They ain't doing too well out of it. The only one who's doing too well out of it is Frank Warren and Tyson Fury. Those are the real winners tonight. That's the bottom line, isn't it? You ever seen Snatch? Guy Ritchie, Snatch. When they all turn up in balaclavas and stuff. That's what I call Fury versus Chisora. Fury versus Chisora was like watching Snatch. There's Sugar Hill in the middle. Do you know what I mean? That's Chisora. There you go. Can you see that? That's what I call this, innit? You guys want to know, yeah? Who done what out of this fight? Well, there's Chisora on the right-hand side. And there's Sugar Hill in the middle. And there's Don... No, hold on. That's Sugar Hill. That's Chisora and that's Don Charles. That's Sugar... That's true, innit? Sugar Hill. Don Charles and Dereck Chisora. With their balaclavas on, mate. They're the only ones that coming out of this laughing, bro. You lot have been had. It's been a heist. It's been a heist with Frank Warren his brick top running the whole show. Look. Obviously, Frank Warren his brick top running the whole show. There's Frank Warren running the gaff. That's what you guys are paying £25 for. You pay £25 for boxing's answer to Snatch. Frank Warren running the show, and a bunch of brothers in a balaclava doing a robbery. Which one do you think is Chisora? I think Chisora is the one on the right. This one, Tyro. I'm giving that to Chisora. Oh dear. It's a joke, isn't it? Zhang, yeah, who's fighting Zhang? Who's fighting Zhang? Someone's fighting him. The kid's back says, I bet if AJ had the belts, we would have got undisputed. I don't know, because AJ had the belts, and then he needed to collect a belt from Wilder. And then AJ and Matchroom and Wilder started talking for 5 years, and then we never heard anything, and then no fight ever happened. So I'm not sure if AJ did have the belts that they'd be undisputed, because he had the chance to make undisputed, went to America, got sparked out by Andy Ruiz, never came back to America, never avenged it, never came back. And that was it. And that was the beginning of the end for him, innit? That was the beginning of the end for him. Do you want to hear what you guys think? Let me just move on. One man who is taking losses right now, is your man Eddie Hearn. Do you want to hear quickly? Do you want to hear Eddie Hearn quickly get roasted by a 90-year-old man? Do you know what? I'm serious, man. I might get roasted by a lot of people, but I ain't letting myself get roasted by a 90-year-old weed smoker. Eddie Hearn down bad in these streets. The man's getting his pants pulled down by 90-year-old fucking weed smokers, and now putting this guy's pants down on fucking TV. This was shocking. Do you hear this? Yeah, Bob Arum just laid him out tonight. A bit like how fucking Fury laid Chisora laid out Usyk in the post-fight, calling him gappy teeth. Fury done laid Usyk out in that post-fight, calling him gappy teeth. He said, we're smiling for gappy teeth. I think Usyk understood that because he stopped smiling, didn't he? Do you notice that? Usyk does understand English because Fury said, what are you smiling for, gappy teeth? He closed his rabbit. Yeah, rabbit. That was it, rabbit. He closed his mouth. That's true, and I love Usyk. He probably... Listen, it wouldn't surprise me if Usyk got a decision against Fury. It wouldn't surprise me if Usyk got a decision against Fury, but I have to say, yeah, that bit did get me in it. He called him rabbit, didn't he? We laughed for rabbit. Usyk shut his mouth, innit? He didn't want Fury to see his gums. He didn't want Fury to see his gums. Right, let's look at Bob. What do you think about this? What are we giving Bob Arum out of 10? What are we giving? Oh, yeah, that's right. I'll give you my opinion on Dubois in a sec. What are we giving Bob Arum out of 10 for this? Press 1 if you can hear this. Oh, sorry, 1 sec.
I mean, trust me, in the United States, Eddie Hearn is considered a joke. Ask any promoter, ask Golden Boy, ask Al Heyman. Eddie Hearn is a joke. The Zone gave him over $1 billion to crack the U.S. market, and all he's done is piss the money away. you know. So if you talk about a joke, the joke is Eddie Hearn, how he's acted in the United States. And one of his problems is that he gets involved in everybody's business. Everybody's business is his. You put a microphone in front of him and it spews out a guy who can't control himself and just talks for the sake of talking.
There you go. There you go. Bob Arum there, ambush tactics, mate. Bob Arum with the ambush tactics there. Bob Arum with the guerrilla warfare tactics there. Jeez, Eddie Hearn down bad, getting iced by 90-year-old weed smokers. Can you see how red Bob Arum's eyes are? Jesus Christ almighty. Bob Arum there sitting there all red-eyed up there. 1 foot in the grave and he's half bunned to death. And he still found time out of his busy schedule to hand Eddie Hearn another L. It's going to turn around for Eddie Hearn soon, isn't it? You can't keep taking L's forever. It will turn around for Eddie soon. Eddie will be getting his comeback soon, won't he? But bloody hell, he is taking some serious L's at this minute in time. Right, does anybody want to talk about this so-called robbery with Daniel Dubois versus Kevin Lerena? I'll be honest with you, yeah? I watched it after. I didn't watch it live. I watched it after. And because I watched it on YouTube, the camera angle weren't great. So I wasn't able to see Dubois' feet. The stoppage was a joke. There's no question about that. The stoppage was a joke. Like, Lerena should have been given time to battle on, in my opinion. He'd been dropped twice heavily. Second time was very heavy. But Lerena should have been given time. There's Usyk, by the way. Look at his gap teeth there. That's what Theo's talking about. He should have, Lerena should have been given time to see it out. So I have to be honest and say with you that again, that judging tonight, again, has done an absolute disservice to British boxing. You know, makes British boxing look like shit. And yet again, it's always the same old names. That's the problem with British boxing, isn't it? It's like you see the names who are the judges and the refs, and you know what's going to happen. Victor Loughlin, Howard Foster. You know, this is my opinion. I'm not making any accusations, but when I see these names, Victor Loughlin, Howard Foster, Terry O'Connor, when I see these names anywhere near a boxing fight in Britain, then I'm expecting something very, very controversial to occur. So I have to be honest and say that, you know. All the credit in the world to Daniel Dubois. We'll talk about that in a sec, but the stoppage was incorrect. Dubois clearly had an injury. There's Dubois celebrating after the fight. We'll get onto it in a second. Dubois clearly had an injury. And so we don't know. Lerena could have landed one more punch. Dubois' legs could have been fucked up. And that could have been the end of it right there. So given the circumstances, they 100% stopped that, in my opinion, way too early. Very, very dubious. But I will say this. Daniel Dubois clearly injures his right leg in this fight. I looked online on Twitter and people are talking about Dubois got no chin. I'm sort of baffled. And if anybody disagrees, like, let me know in the chat, because you guys probably saw it better than me. But all this stuff about Dubois got no chin, it didn't look to me like Daniel Dubois was hurt by a punch. It looked like he fucked his right leg. And you can see by the way he's moving and the way he's throwing punches. I mean, he takes a shot at the same time, but he does his leg. And you can see a couple of telltale signs from Daniel Dubois even before he goes back to the corner. He's trying to put as little weight on that back foot as possible. He was very, very hesitant to go forward in that fight. When you go forward in the boxing ring, what foot do you push off when you need to go forward in the boxing ring? Your back foot. Do you not find it funny how even after Dubois had him hurt and dropped him, he was very, very reluctant to get on the front foot? He's on the back foot a lot. Why? Because that's where his balance was. He's trying to not put any weight or as little weight on that back foot as he possibly could. That's why he was MTK Dong saying, "Are you stupid? He's chinny as fuck." Bro, have you ever boxed before? Have you ever boxed in your life? Have you ever been to a gym? Because anybody who's been to a fucking gym, if you just look at the way he's moving, you can see he's not trying. Let me just listen to what I'm saying here before I block you, right? This is how stupid you are. He goes back to the corner and he tells Shane McGuigan, I've got a problem with my right leg. And Shane McGuigan tells him, stop throwing the hook. In the corner. He tells him, don't throw the hook. Because when you throw the hook, all your weight goes on your back foot. You can see he doesn't want to put any weight on his back foot. And you can see, if you listen in the corner, Shane McGuigan tells him, don't throw any more hooks. Just go straight down the middle. And the reason he's telling him don't throw hooks, if you look at Dubois trying to throw hooks in this fight, every time he throws hooks after he injures himself, if you look at Dubois' hooks, he's off balance, he's falling over himself. Because when you throw the hook, yeah, you rock onto your back foot and you turn your hip and your front foot. That's where the torque comes from. So you pivot on your front foot and you turn your hip to turn the punch. But all your weight is sitting on your back foot. That's where the power comes from on a hook. That's where the power comes from. So if you've had pro fights, you should know that. Because you've had more fights. I've had no fights, but I've sparred a ton. But you should know more about boxing than me. You know when you throw a hook. You know what happens. No, Daniel Dubois never throws hooks like that. Shane McGuigan told him in the corner, don't throw any more hooks. Because he didn't want to put him in any weight on his back foot. You can see it. I can't believe people can't see that. That's fucking bizarre. I mean, if you just look at the other two knockdowns, punches didn't even land. Well, they're knockdowns because he's taking a knee. Right? But the punches, if you look at the third knockdown, he's clearly injured. He never even took a punch. So I don't know what people are talking about. He's chinny. He went 9 rounds with Joe Joyce. What are you guys on about? You're telling me he went 9 rounds with Joe Joyce? Or whatever he went with Joe Joyce. How many rounds did he go with Joe Joyce? And took punishment round after round against Joe Joyce. And you're now telling me that Daniel Dubois is lying about his leg injury. And that he can't take a punch from Kevin Lerena. Is that what you're telling me? Hand on heart, honestly. This doesn't make any sense, does it? It makes no sense. Just, you need to listen to the corner, guys. It's on YouTube. Go and watch it back. He tells Shane McGuigan in the corner after the first round. He goes, there's something going on in my right leg. His back foot. I thought originally he would have injured his front foot because if you, he was asked to jab and not throw hooks because the hook will put weight on his back foot, mate. That's why he told him not to throw the hook anymore. Jesus fucking Christ. McGuigan says, my something gone off my right foot. And he goes, right, don't throw any more hooks. Just jab and go down the middle. Simple as that. And you can, every time you see Dubois, and Dubois didn't listen and still try to throw hooks and was falling over himself. You can see him moving back. Because he's putting his weight on his front foot. He doesn't want to put weight on his back foot and push forward. That's why if you look at the weight distribution after he hurts himself, a lot of it's on the front foot. That's why he's moving backwards all the time. Because he's pushing off his front foot. He doesn't want to put weight on his back foot. That's why even after he knocked him down the second time, he didn't want to put weight on it. I'm surprised people don't know that, you know. Be honest, did you guys hear Dubois in the corner say to Shane McGuigan, I've done my right leg? And did you hear Shane McGuigan tell him not to throw the hook? See, people start imagining things. I'm just being honest, right? This is my opinion, like, people start making up things that don't happen. Yeah, exactly. Dubois was stopped in the 10th. It's bizarre. Dubois went 10 rounds and had a broken eye socket against Joe Joyce and fought until he couldn't fight no more. And then you're telling me that Daniel Dubois lied to Shane McGuigan in the corner and told Shane McGuigan his leg was fucked when it wasn't fucked. Because he can't take a punch of Kevin Lerena. Come on, man. I'm sorry, guys. I don't want to try and be aggressive. Look, MTK Don would knock me spark out. The guy's had 3 pro fights. I've had none. So if me and MTK Don get in the ring, I will get ironed out like Kevin Lerena. But I'm just being honest. Connor says, but you seem to be ignoring he got injured because he got buzzed by a shot. No, I don't think he did. I think the shot landed, yeah? But I think he just did his leg. Maybe at the same time. If you look at the knockdowns, Connor, Dubois was going down afterwards. He wasn't even getting punched. Just look at the third knockdown. You guys got me thinking I'm hallucinating. Dubois doesn't even take a punch. He just can't walk on his leg, and he takes a knee. His leg was fucked. Let's have a look. Let's see the injury report. Can I ask you a question? Oh, here we go. Shane said afterwards his leg is swollen, possible ligament damage. What the fuck are these people talking about? I'm surprised they can't see that. You just need to look at the weight distribution. You just need to look at the weight distribution. You can clearly see that there's a problem with his back leg. He's got nothing on it. He don't want to put no weight on his back leg. You can tell his back leg's fucked. You can tell by the punches he's throwing and the way he's moving and the instructions he's getting in the corner. Can I ask you guys a question? If a post-fight report shows there's been damage, will you guys, not all of you, but will some people apologise to Dubois? Because we went through this with Zach Parker, didn't we, last week, right? Zach Parker is, people accuse Zach Parker of being a, what do they accuse Zach Parker? This is one of the things I don't like about boxing. They accuse people of being cowards. They accused Zach Parker of being a coward, didn't they? And then Zach Parker went on Twitter and showed video scans of his hand being broken. Like, Zach Parker literally did a video from the doctor's office, and you can literally see them scanning his hand, and you can see the break in his fucking hand. And then literally 2 days later, people were actually apologising to Zach Parker on Twitter. Literally, were apologising to Zach Parker on Twitter after calling him a coward. The man had to put up video scans of it. But I'm not going to lie, look. Somebody asked me, I think MTK Don asked me, what do I think about Dubois? I've always been critical about Daniel Dubois. Press 7 if you agree with me, press 8 if you disagree. Have I ever come on this channel and said, I think Daniel Dubois is the next biggest thing in boxing? I think he beats Dillian White 100%, and I stand by that. Trust me on that. If he was to fight Dillian White, 100%, no injuries, no nothing, in a straight fight, I will pick Daniel Dubois to beat Dillian White, and I will stand on that. And if that fight happens and Dillian White wins, I will come on here and say I'm wrong. But I'll tell you that now, I will easily pick Daniel Dubois to stop Dillian White if they fight. But I don't rate Dubois. I don't think Dubois is a next world champion in weighting. I've criticised Dubois so many times for being one-dimensional. I've criticised Dubois so many times for not being snappy and pushing his punches. I've criticised Dubois so many times for his lack of boxing and IQ. I've criticised Dubois so many times, for his gas tank. So I've criticised Dubois for a lot. But you know what, honestly, hand on heart, if Dubois got knocked down, the stoppage was terrible. I agree with that. Stoppage, terrible. I'm not disputing that. Stoppage, terrible. Lerena had a chance to win that fight. He should have been allowed to continue. The stoppage looked like home cooking. I agree. I'm not disagreeing with that. Stoppage looked like home cooking because Lerena should have been given the chance to continue because Dubois really was on the verge. He was on the verge. And it looked like he was looking for a way out, to be honest, after he hurt his leg. It looked like he was thinking about quitting. But I am happy for Daniel Dubois. And the reason I'm happy for Dubois is because these boxers can't win, can they? Let me tell you something. MTK Don. Press MTK Don. Let me know if you agree with me on this, right? MTK Don. I feel like guys like Dubois can't win because his career nearly got ended against Joe Joyce. He chose to prolong his career by not going blind in one eye. And he took a knee and he quit in that fight. And I thought he was right to quit in that fight. He got criticised and he got destroyed in the media for quote-unquote quitting. In this fight, he's come for adversity. I know you guys don't believe it, but I think the medical reports that you're going to see are going to confirm that he's got an injury to his right leg. Okay? That's what I think. I think the medical reports are going to confirm that Dubois has damage to his right leg. But we'll find out, right? And he went through it. He didn't quit. And he powered through it. Look at him. You can see them fucking looking at his fucking right leg. Look. Jesus Christ. How clear can it be? Look, he's pointing his fucking right leg. I shouldn't even be showing this. Just look. Look at the footage. He's looking at his right leg. He's talking about his right leg. Russ Amber's looking at his right leg. And Shane, look. How fucking clear can it be? How fucking clear can it be? So I'm just saying. He came through adversity, didn't he? Now, when he quits, he gets criticised for being a quitter. But when he fights for it and knocks the other guy out or comes back and knocks the other guy down, he still gets fucking destroyed. And I don't think that's right. Press 7 if you agree with me on that. Press 8 if you disagree. Does that make sense? I'm not saying the stoppage was right, but I'm saying Daniel Dubois, he deserves credit, right? Because when he quote-unquote quit against Joe Joyce, when you guys wanted him to die in the ring, or when you guys wanted him to go blind in the ring, and he jacked it in against Joyce, you told him he was a quitter, and that he should never quit. This time his right leg's gone. He hasn't quitted, and he's then gone and put the other guy on his ass twice from legit knockdowns. Not because the guy's leg was hurting and he had to take a knee. He's gone in there and he's dropped the guy heavily twice. And he's come back here from adversity. Where's the credit for Dubois for coming through adversity? I'm not saying the judging's right. I'm not saying Harold Foster's right. But I'm saying, where's the credit to Dubois for fighting through a supposed injury and coming back from adversity? I just think, you know what I mean? The whole thing is so two-faced, man. That's how I feel about it, you know? I feel sometimes that these fighters can't win. Like, they're damned if they do and they're damned if they don't. Does that make sense, what I'm saying? Somebody's saying Wardley beats Dubois. Jesus Christ. Wardley is getting fucking stunned off shots from Nathan Gorman. And you honestly think that... listen, anything can happen in the sport of boxing. But hand on heart, you would make... I'm not talking to you, Jason Walker. I'm just saying... Someone in the chat thinks Wardley's the favourite over Dubois after seeing Nathan Gorman or living... Look, let me show you Nathan Gorman. No disrespect to Nathan Gorman. This is Nathan Gorman. Nathan Gorman is literally a can of ambrosia rice pudding. You saw Nathan Gorman literally have fucking... Fabio Wardley hanging on for dear life in 2 rounds to my right hand. And you think Wardley's going to be able to take a right hand from Daniel Dubois? Good luck with that. Good luck with that one. You might be right. If I'm wrong, I'll apologise. But I ain't sure about that one, man. Yeah, Chevin saying Nathan Gorman, a.k.a. Uncle Buck. Yeah, Nathan Gorman's out here fucking putting hands on Fabio Wardley and getting him in trouble. Broke his nose. And you think he's going to take a right hand from Daniel Dubois? Good luck with that, man. Trust me on this, and I will stand on this. Yeah, that's true. Lowe and Drew says it's about heart, though. I will say one thing. I can never question a fighter's heart because I haven't had a fight. So it's not for me to question a fighter's heart because I haven't had a fight. If you're like MTK Don, right? He says he's had 3 pro fights, right? I'm gonna take him by his word. If he's had 3 pro fights, he's got the right to talk about fighter's heart because he's gone in the ring. And he's put himself in that situation. So I don't have a problem with that. Me personally, I haven't had any fights. So it's not for me to turn around and question a fighter's heart. But having said that, yeah. If you asked me, do I believe who's got more dog in them? Dubois or Wardley? I'd say Wardley. Honestly. Like, if you ask me who's got more dog in them, I would say I reckon Wardley might have more dog in him than Dubois. In terms of, I think Daniel Dubois is an on-top fighter. That's how I feel about it. I think he's an on-top fighter, but I think, you know, some fighters just aren't very good at giving and taking. Some fighters are just very good when they're on top and everything's one-way traffic. But when a bit of adversity comes, they crumble, don't they? And maybe Dubois is one of them fighters. Maybe Dubois is an on-top fighter. But I just feel like you have to give him a little bit of credit because he was 21, 22 years old. And everybody told, not everybody, but a lot of people said that at 21, 22, he should quit boxing because he's a quitter. Once you quit, you always quit. Isn't that what they said to him? Dubois. Once you quit, you always quit. He's 21, he's finished. He's always going to quit. Well, he's shown tonight he doesn't always quit. So I just give you a little bit of credit to Dubois. This is Alexander Usyk staring at Fury during their post-fight confrontation. Let's do this live. This is Usyk and Fury live. And we can do this because this is not from BT Sport. This is from Usyk's thingy-majiggy. So if you just bear with me. Oh, I agree. Gary Harrison says, injury or not, Daniel wasn't impressive at all. But Daniel Dubois has never really impressed me, though. That's the thing. Like, I've never said, like, this guy's the next biggest thing. I don't believe he is. But I tell you what, I pick him over Dillian Whyte, though. I think that's a bad style matchup for Dillian Whyte. I think that's a very, very bad style matchup for Dillian Whyte and Daniel Dubois. I think think the styles mesh very, very well for Dubois, but I could be wrong. Look, this is Fury and Usyk. Press 1 if you can hear this. Usyk got done there, man. Usyk standing in the ring looking like he's about to give him a quote for comparethemarket.com. Don't lie. I know Usyk is arguably the baddest man in boxing, right? Other than Wilder. Maybe Usyk is the baddest man because Usyk's actually gone to war, innit? Usyk's going to war. So maybe Usyk is the baddest man. But don't lie to you. Don't lie. Don't lie and say Alexander Usyk didn't look like he was going to give Tyson Fury a quote for his motor insurance. Did he not? Let's have a quick look. Don't lie. He was done dirty there. Let me get this up. Of course it's all Theatrics crazily free. They know these two don't care. I'm just winding people up. These two don't give a shit. Usyk looking like this. Usyk looking like he's about to give Fury a quote. He's looking like he's about to give Fury an insurance quote. Standing by the ring like that. Come on, man. It is what it is. Usyk got caught slipping, man. Don't get caught slipping, bro. Alright, let's carry on. Do you know what, guys? I think we might do call-ins another time because I'm gonna go in about 10 minutes. So Andre, I apologise, guys. We might do call-in another time because I might just have an early night. It's been a busy day. Mrs. Ultra had foot surgery in London, so we had to go and get that done. And I'm not very well at the minute either, so it is what it is. Right, let's go through final stuff. Yeah, John Fury. No one's mentioned John Fury. Do you not find it funny that John Fury's keeping a low profile? Do you think somebody's had a word in John Fury's ear? Do you guys not notice that? That John Fury kept a very, very low profile tonight? Do you not notice that? That John Fury kept a very low profile. What's going on with John Fury? Do you reckon someone's told him to reel in the antics a bit? Because normally you see him in it, like he's threatening to fight people. Tell you what, I'd love to see John Fury get into a row with this guy here, Beterbiev. Press 1 if you'd love to see that. I'd love to see John Fury get into it with Beterbiev. What do you guys think? Press 1 if you want to see that. We've already seen John Fury get into it with Frampton. He out here threatening Carl Frampton. Him and Tommy Fury are out there. Him and Tommy Fury out there threatening Carl Frampton. Remember that? Him and Tommy Fury. What are they doing? Trying to size up to Frampton. John Fury, hold on. When he's squaring up to Frampton or something. Trying to put it on Frampton. Look, here he is, look. Do you remember when John Fury tried to put it on Carl Frampton? I'd love to see John Fury put it on Beterbiev. Frampton should have taken Beterbiev and gone up to John Fury and said, John, what was it you were saying? Fucking hell. Yeah, John put it on Wilder too. Well, we know Wilder wants a body, but I don't think he wants the body of a fucking 60-year-old man, to be honest. It was what it was. Big John getting ready for his clash with Mickey Theo for the 48th time. It's cringy. You know what, honestly, originally I was siding with John Fury over that, but now, to be honest, he should fight Mickey Fury, innit? Because he seems to want to put it on other people who can't fight back, but he don't want to put it on anybody else. So, you know, Mickey Fury will beat John Fury in the boxing ring. There's no question about that. In a boxing match, Mickey Theo will beat John Fury. Mickey Theo can actually box. He can box, man. He's got a bit of skill, Mickey Theo. Especially for his age, 60 years old. Genuinely, he has got a bit of skill for a 60-year-old. So those two get in the ring, 100%. I think Mickey Theo will beat him, 100%. Connor says, I don't think Tyson likes John. I got a feeling something's gone on where they've reeled him in a bit, you know, because John Fury's a liability, isn't he? You know you've got a team and you've always got just that one guy in your team who lets everybody down, innit? Do you think? Do you know what I mean? You've always got that one guy on your team, like, blood is thicker than water, but they're an absolute liability, innit? Like, John Fury's that guy, innit? He's an absolute fucking liability. Frank must have a gagging order on him. Tyson wants to like his dad, but his dad makes it hard for him. Should we have a look at see what is there any other big fights happening before Christmas? I think we've got the biggest fight of the year coming up, haven't we? Let's check the #1 promoter in world boxing. Do you guys mind if we have a very, very quick look at what Matchroom are serving up? Because Matchroom are the #1 promoter in world boxing, allegedly. Do you mind if we just quickly have a look at what Christmas crackers that they've got lined up for us? Right, we've got Waddington versus Alberto. This I haven't seen. Listen, I'm a casual, but a lot of people are saying that. Well, not a lot of people, but I've seen quite a few people saying that this Alberto guy's good. It might beat Warrington. There's people who've seen footage of him saying he's very good. They say they feel like he might beat Warrington. Obviously, we've got Ebony Bridges versus Shannon O'Connell. I have no idea who's going to win this fight, but there's a bit of beef in that, isn't there? Quite a bit of beef going on there. Ebony didn't want to defend her title against Shannon O'Connell, did she? And the kind of people are thinking there's a reason for that. She didn't want to defend her title, did she? She tried to get a voluntary first or some BS or something, but they enforced it. She's going to have to fight Shannon O'Connell. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Yeah, Jack Plant saying it's a tough fight for Warrington. That I haven't. And then we've got JJ Metcalf versus Courtney Pennington. And then we've got Shannon Courtney. The return of Shannon Courtney versus TBA. We've got Felix Cash versus TBA. That Felix Cash stoppage of Denzel Bentley. That's looking more miraculous by the day, isn't it? That Felix Cash stoppage of Denzel Bentley. Stopped Denzel Bentley in 3 rounds, didn't he? Looked like a man against the boy when he got in the ring with Denzel Bentley, didn't it, Felix Cash? That's a very interesting fight, isn't it? Felix Cash is absolutely destructive there against Denzel Bentley. Wow. On that performance, right, Felix Cash should be the middleweight champion of the world, shouldn't he? Should be the favourite against Janibek. And he should be the favourite against Andrade, shouldn't he? Based on that performance against Bentley. Because Felix Cash looked like he was in a different league to Bentley. Every time he hit him, he hurt him. And he got him out of there very quickly. And then Bentley gets to the ring with Janibek and miraculously goes 12 rounds. Felix Cash is some fighter, let me tell you. He is some fighter. Let me tell you, if I was Matchroom, I'd be pushing Felix Cash for a world title very soon. Because he has got some serious power. He has got some very, very serious power there. To stop Denzel Bentley in 3 rounds. And Denzel Bentley did the 12 against fucking Janibek. Ooh. Felix Cash. You must think Felix Cash is a world champion in waiting. So why is he in the ring with TBA then? Because it's looking like we've got a world champion in waiting here. Based on that performance, looks like Felix Cash is certified world level. So why is he on a DAZN undercard against TBA? Sorry about that, Richard J. Nice one. This mic has a feature when you tap it, it mutes itself. So sometimes if I tap it by mistake, it mutes itself. I'll do that again. So this card takes place on next week. And we have 5 TBAs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 TBAs. For a card that takes place in 7 days. Let me guys know what you think about this. Right, let's get your final thoughts. Anybody wants to make some final comments? We've had 173 people. I know you guys haven't hit the like button. I'm not even going to ask. That's how ill I am at the minute. I'm so ill. I haven't even bothered to chase you up on the likes. If anybody wants to hit the likes now, go and hit the likes. Because we've got 170. We've had as many as 250 in here, or close to 250, and only 72 likes. So hit the likes. I hope you've enjoyed the show tonight. Me and MTK Don have now made up. MTK Don would flatter me. Man's had 3 pro fights. I'm not delusional. Listen, I'm a lot of things, but I'm not delusional. I'm not one of these delusional YouTubers who sits behind the keyboard calling people out for imaginary fights that never happen. There's a lot of that going on YouTube, isn't there? Imaginary fights. Oh yeah, I'll fight you. I'll do this. I'll do that. Fights never happen. I'm not fucking delusional. I'm a lot of things, but I'm not stupid. How do you guys feel about Tyson Fury? Let's give me a score for Tyson Fury. What score are we giving out of 10 for Tyson Fury? And the score is not for Fury's performance, but Fury's conduct in the run-up to the fight, Fury's performance, Fury's post-fight interview, blah, blah, blah. Just give me a score for Tyson Fury over the last couple of months. Did the fight live up to the hype? He said he was going to destroy Chisora. Did he destroy Chisora in the manner you expected from him? Did Tyson Fury live up to the hype? Some would say he's already coming up with excuses. RE injuries. Which, to me, I have to say, it's pretty clear to me that we ain't going to get... That Usyk fight will not be for Undisputed regardless because of the IBF anyway. But it's gone from being certified for Undisputed to being not certified for Undisputed to being now not happening next... Possibly not happening next at all. That's where we've gone, isn't it? No, don't... I know you're going to ask me. It's going to be about what's going on with me. Don't ask me. So I'm not giving it for that reason. Richard says he couldn't be asked to get out of first gear. Jack Plant says exactly as I expected. A live sparring session. Barge is giving it a 6 out of 10. Gary Harrison is saying it's an 8 out of 10. Yo King is giving... You're giving Tyson Fury some... Sherman giving Tyson Fury... Randy Marsh giving Fury a 9. Hold on a minute. What the fuck are we giving Tyson Fury... Hold on a minute. Before we go, what are we giving Tyson Fury a 9 for? For what? The man said he was going to retire from the sport of boxing. Then he turned up in the boxing against Dereck Chisora 2 months later. What are we giving him 9 out of 10 for? Randy Marsh. What are we giving him 9 out of 10 for? Man gave up the Ring Magazine Championship and told everybody he was finished with the sport of boxing. Fucking rocks up to an arena 3 months later and says he wants to fight 15 times in 2023. How the fuck are we giving this guy 9 out of 10? Unless you've missed a minus symbol on that. Mark Stanton's giving him a 2. What happened to the best first round of all time? Yeah. Chisora saying it's going to be the best first round of all time. This fight was a carbon copy of their second fight. It was literally a carbon copy of Fury Chisora 2, but Fury's just a harder puncher these days. Fury put more punishment on him. It was a carbon copy of Fury versus Chisora 2. Fury was a little bit less, a little bit more flat-footed, bit heavier, less of the footwork, held his feet more, and just delivered more punishment. Other than that, it was the same as the second fight. Randy Marsh is saying 9 out of 10. Everyone who paid for the fight knew he was winning. Okay, no problem. I am saying he should have had his surgery rather than fight Chisora so he could actually have the Undisputed fight. To be honest, I think Fury's been smart, actually. Look, at the end of the day... No. I thought you were going to email me about asking me what's wrong with my health. Not about starting a channel, Jason Walker. I thought you were going to email me to ask me what's going on with my health. And I don't, and that's why I didn't think. Start your channel. Listen, start your channel. I'll promote your channel. That's not a problem. I'll promote your channel. Super Sardonics can see the clear regression in Fury. But hold on a minute, Super Sardonic. We said this after the Fury fight, after the Fury and Wilder 3 fight, didn't we? We said there's been a clear regression in Fury's footwork, and then we saw him against Dillian Whyte, and he looked like Fury again. Did he not? Innit? They said, we think Fury got on the front foot against Wilder in the third fight because he can't fight going backwards anymore. His legs are gone. Remember people were saying that? His legs were gone. He got in the ring against Wilder and he fucking schooled him. He got in the ring against Whyte and he danced around him. Didn't take a punch. I just think Tyson Fury does what he wants to do. Against Usyk, obviously, he can't do that. But Usyk's the only guy in the division. Well, look, you can't say that, but as it stands right now, you would feel Usyk's really the only guy in the division who's going to push him, innit? And I think Usyk can beat him because I think, like I said before, Fury might struggle against smaller opponents and Usyk is very quick. Now, is Fury going to get hurt by Usyk? I'm not sure. I would probably guess no. But I think Usyk can definitely steal a decision against him. You've got to be very, very careful with Usyk because he's going to have a massive hand and foot speed advantage in that fight with Fury. Fury's going to have to be very, very disciplined with the distance against Usyk and make sure he doesn't fall in. He falls in a lot of his shots, you know. You've got to be super careful because Usyk's going to have a massive hand and foot speed advantage against him. Massive. So, I can definitely see Usyk getting a decision against him. 100%. Jack Plant says, Fury is 34. He's going to start slowing down a bit. Don't see him anyone. No, at his best, I don't think anybody beats him. I've said that from day one. I think Fury comes in with his A game against Usyk. I think he'll beat Usyk. But listen, you'll know he's going to win that fight pretty early. Usyk and Fury, you'll know after 2 rounds. If Usyk can't get past the jab, that'll be the end of it. That'll be the end of the fight. If Usyk can get past the jab if Usyk can close Fury down, get underneath the shots and counter, or my worry is with Usyk against Fury that Fury will get on the front foot against Usyk, and Usyk will counter him on the way in because Fury falls in and falls over his shots quite a bit. Now that's effective for Fury because when he falls in over his shots, he clinches, holds, mauls, and puts 300 pounds of weight all over your chest. So it works for Fury. But with Usyk's a very clever fighter, and I've always worried about a situation where, especially as Fury's a lot more aggressive since he's got with Sugar Hill, I always worry about a situation where Fury gets aggressive on the front foot looking for the 1-2s, and Usyk's making him fall short and just clipping him with shots that don't hurt, but just making him fall short and picking him off with point scoring shots. And Usyk's going to push him. He's very active as well. Usyk's going to make him work. Like, Chisora had him huffing a bit tonight. Do you know, guys not think? Like, I thought Chisora had Fury huffing a bit, huffing and puffing a little bit. You know, his fitness is going to have to be A star because Usyk sets one hell of a pace. Maybe Usyk will come to Fury and fight up close. Maybe that's what will happen. Maybe Usyk's done it against Anthony Joshua. Maybe Usyk will come into the pocket, slip, slide, get underneath, throw counters, and just work and just buzzsaw around for you and work him. But work rate's going to be important. If Fury can get the distance right against Usyk, he should win the fight easy. But I've got a strange feeling Usyk might get him on points. I've thought that for a while. Usyk's very clever. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Let's have a look here. Barry from Barnsley says, Richard says, Chisora's low left. Fury could have finished him any time from the second round on and dragged it near enough till the end. No, I agree with you, Jack Plant. Fury wasn't in great shape tonight. Didn't need to be in probably. I agree with that. I don't think Fury was in optimal shape. This was about getting rounds in. He got 10 good... Obviously, he wanted to get Chisora out of there. I'm not saying he carried Chisora. Listen, Chisora's tough. It was what it was, yeah? Chisora's tough. Fury tried to end him with the uppercut 150 times tonight. And Chisora's catching it just... You know, Chisora took a lot of uppercuts, but he caught quite a few on elbows as well. You know, Chisora is just... You know, he's very wily. He's very wily. I don't want to be disrespectful, but... There's an art to surviving in a boxing ring. There's an art. People don't understand that. There's an art to surviving in the boxing ring. There's an art to being hurt in the boxing ring, knowing how to clear your head, knowing where to place your head, knowing where to clinch, knowing when to stall for time, knowing when to do something illegal, knowing when to get the ref involved. Like, people don't understand, people don't understand. So people call people, you're a journeyman, but people don't understand that being a journeyman in itself is actually a skill. People don't understand that, you know. To get in the boxing ring and to survive in fights. You know, you get these journeymen and they're supposed to get knocked out in round 1 and they get beat, but they surprise. They go all the way. They do the full 4 rounds and they do the full 8 rounders. And then afterwards the prospect, I learned a lot. It's a learning fight. That's why you put your guys in with journeymen, because these guys, they know how to survive. They know how to do the tricks. They know when to clinch. They know where to place their head. They know when it's time to complain to the ref. They know when it's time to... Little tricks like Fury leans on the top of Chisora falls over. Little tricks like that, you know. You know, guys leaning on top of you, don't try and get out of it because it's going to suck all your energy away. Fall over, ref breaks them up, ref has to come over, ref has to then check that you're all right, you know. Ref has to check your gloves. You just bought yourself an extra 10 seconds, you know. Gum shield, the old spitting up the gum shield trick. Like, there's art. There's an art in boxing to knowing how to prolong it. Exactly, I am. Journeymen know they aren't good enough to win, but can easily survive and not get turned over. Paddy Fitzpatrick said it to me. I mean, I am better than what I was in his gym, to be honest, now. Well, I'm ill now, but if you'd have caught me June, July this year, I was flying in the boxing ring. I was flying. June, July in the boxing ring, I was sparring as well as I've ever sparred. But Paddy Fitzpatrick said to me, he said, Ultra, look, you're the kind of guy where I couldn't put you in a fight and expect you to win because I don't have the minerals, I don't have the heart, yeah? I wouldn't put you in a fight and expect. He said, I put you in a fight where you're the favourite to win and I expect you to win. You're not going to do anything. You're going to crumble. He said to me, but I put you in a fight as a journeyman where you're the underdog. You're going to give guys problems. You'll give guys problems, he said. Because you're tricky. You're tricky to get out of there. It's tricky to land on you. You're awkward. You're awkward to land on, and you'll give guys things to think about. Maybe that's not a compliment. Probably wasn't a compliment, but I'm just being honest. It was what it was. JBO says, hey man, you were the one picking Chisora. I genuinely thought Chisora was going to get it done. But listen, I've picked against Fury in all his fights, haven't I? I picked Wilder in all 3 fights. I picked Chisora to beat Fury. I picked White to beat Fury. And I'm picking Usyk to beat Fury as well. Gary Harrison says, hate the journeyman situation that should be learnt in the amateurs. I don't think you can really learn to be a journeyman in the amateurs in the pro game. MTK Don, what do you think? You've had 3 pro fights. Pro boxing and amateur boxing is like completely different sports. Don't think you can learn to be a journeyman really if I've misunderstood you there. Or are you talking about the other way? You're saying that they should learn. I think pro boxing is so different to amateur boxing. It's almost a different sport. I would get drowned in the amateurs because I'm not a high output boxer. I've never been a high output fighter. I've always been a fighter who's been economical. 1, 2, 3, 4 shots. I'm not trying to compare myself to Floyd Mayweather at all or anything like that. But if you look at Floyd, particularly to the end of his career, you see how economical Floyd was at like 37, 38 years of age. Floyd was very economical with his shots, you know. He wasn't a high output fighter. You know, and I'm the same. I've never been a high... Amateur boxing is about pace, energy, and high output. That's what amateur boxing is about. Amateur boxing isn't about grinding people down. Amateur boxing isn't about, you know, dragging a man into round 6 and 7 and finding out what he's got left. Do you know what I mean? Amateur boxing ain't really about that. Amateur boxing's about scoring. It's about... There's a lot of fighters you see, like I said, there's a reason why guys like Amir Khan just do so... And Amir Khan was great as a pro, but you just see guys in the amateurs, guys like Khan, the amateurs, guys like Khan love the amateurs. Quick hand speed flurries. It's all about point scoring. You know, even if you're not landing clean, you know, these amateur judges are still scoring points. Guys like Amir Khan, them kind of fighters, they're Katie Taylor. You know, them kind of fighters like Katie Taylor. Let me tell you something. Can you imagine Delphine Pearsoon in the amateurs? I don't know if she had an amateur career, but I can't imagine Delphine Pearsoon in the amateurs looking the same. Does that make sense? She's a relentless machine. Grind you down, grind you down, grind you down, grind you down. Keep putting the pressure on. Keep putting the pressure on. What have you got after rounds 6, 7, and 8? Amateur boxing is like a different sport. Richard says, completely different. AMS is about point scoring. You don't need the same skills that a journeyman has. If anything, it would be a detriment. I agree, yeah. I agree with that. I agree with that. I know for a fact amateur boxing wouldn't suit me. It wouldn't suit me at all, really. It's a bit too high paced for me. It's a bit too high paced. To be honest, if someone said ultra, honestly, hand on, I get beat either way. But if someone said to me, what would you rather do? 3 threes or 12 rounder? I'd actually take the 12 rounder. Seriously, I'll take the 12 rounder. Because I know with the 12 rounder, it's going to be the pace of the fight is going to be a lot slower. Which will give me some form of chance. Shevin says we'll probably see Chisora versus Joyce. I think that's a great shout. Guys, what do you think about this from Shevin? Chisora versus Daniel Dubois. I can absolutely see that fight happening. And why not? Should it happen? But you know what? I think the door's open for another Chisora payday because he hasn't been executed in the ring like we all thought he'd be. Has he? Like, I honestly, hand on heart, thought we were going to see an execution. But it hasn't been the execution that we expected. So Chisora, in a way, has earned himself another life, hasn't he? So people are writing off Daniel Dubois. They've seen Daniel Dubois allegedly get hurt by Kevin Lerena. They all think Kevin Lerena has been robbed, right? So Daniel Dubois, I think, may end up needing some form of surgery or something on his right leg. If I'm Frank Warren, I bring Daniel Dubois back. I put him in a rematch with Kevin Lerena as soon as his leg's sorted out. Get that one out of the way. And then you put Daniel Dubois in the ring with Chisora. What do you guys think? If you were a promoter, would you do that? I know you guys don't want to see it, but what do you guys think? Would you guys be interested in that? Dubois versus Chisora. Is that a fight that you guys would be interested in seeing after what you've seen from Dubois versus Lerena tonight? Would you be interested in seeing Dubois versus Chisora? Because I think that fight can happen, and I think people would accept it. I also think Dubois would go through Chisora. But listen, you never know. Jay Video says, I think it's a bad fight. Yo King says, yep, definitely. Richard says, Dubois versus Chisora for the WBA regular is exactly the kind of thing I want to see headlining a Saturday night. I think you should do it. You know, there's big question marks over Dubois' heart, right? There's big question marks over what happens when Daniel Dubois has to go rounds in a fight. Well, Chisora may be a human punch bag, but he will be there, won't he? Ryan X says, Chisora has taken too many beatings over a long career. I don't want to see Chisora in any more big fights. Nothing gained by Dubois fighting Chisora, who was done years ago. But you know what, though? I think, though, if that fight happened, I think people would take to it and watch it. And I think people would give Chisora a chance to win. Because if you think Kevin Lerena beat Daniel Dubois, right? Then surely you think that Chisora can beat Dubois, no? No? MTK Don says, I can see it happening, but Dereck's had a long, hard career. As much as I like Dereck, I agree with you, MTK. He shouldn't fight anymore. If he's really got a big payday from this, like he claims he has, he should not fight anymore. Because otherwise he's going to be drinking for a straw. But I'm saying from a promotional point of view, I think that fight can happen. Absolutely. I think that fight can happen. Gary Harrison says, Daniel will 100% test him, but I don't want to see Chisora again. I can definitely see that happening, that Chisora versus Dubois fight. I think the plan will be going forward, we'll leave it at this. This is what I genuinely think will happen in boxing, right? Press 1 if you agree with this, press 2 if you disagree. Give me your comments and then we'll call it a day. Right? What do you think is going to be the landscape of boxing in the next couple of days? The next couple of weeks and months, this is what I think will happen. I think it's going to come out that Daniel Dubois injured his right leg. I could be wrong. I think it's going to come out that Daniel Dubois may need to take some time away from boxing and that he'll have to come back. I think Dubois will come back and fight even Kevin Lerena in a rematch. If they can't do that, I think Dubois may have a tune-up fight. But I think next year, you're going to see Dubois in with Dillian Whyte or Daniel Dubois. Dillian Whyte or Chisora. One of those two. That's what I think it will be. I think you'll see Daniel Dubois in a ring on BT Sport against Dillian Whyte or Dereck Chisora. One of those two. One of those two. What I think will happen is, I don't think Tyson Fury will fight Alexander Usyk next. I think Tyson Fury is probably going to go away and have his surgery. I think Usyk's going to have a fight in between. Let me just cheat and check boxing. When did Usyk fight AJ? When was that Usyk and AJ fight, right? When was that? Usyk and AJ. Was that was that April time? Just after White and Fury? So by the time February comes around, Usyk wouldn't have fought for nearly a year. Am I right in that? Yes or no? If February, March comes around and Usyk ain't fought Fury, am I right in thinking Usyk ain't fought for a fucking year? Right, August 2022. Right, I've got that wrong. Right, August. So September, October, November, December, January, February, March. So March is 8 months, yeah? September, October, November, December, January, February, March. March is 7 months. So if Usyk hasn't fought Fury by February, March time, it's been 7 months. He will get into the ring with Fury having not fought for 7 months. That might work for him. Work for him against Anthony Joshua. But Fury having surgery, Fury coming back from surgery, and then we know how long it takes to make a Fury fight. I think it could be, if Usyk waits for Fury, it could be 9 months before, in between fights, if Usyk waits for Fury. Meanwhile, Fury's already had a fight in December, which is why Frank Warren was keen to get him out. Can you see? That's why Frank Warren was so keen to get him out. Fury's fought now. He doesn't fight until fucking March, April, May. He's out 5 months. Usyk be out fucking 9, 10, 11 months if they fight then. What do you guys think? So what I'm trying to say is, I wonder if Usyk's going to have to fight in the meantime. Are you going to give up your IBF title for free to Hrgovic when Fury's fucking on the operating table getting his elbows sorted out? What do you think? What do you think? If you're Usyk, are you going to give up that IBF title? when Fury's coming off surgery and you're not guaranteed a fight with him? What if he has a fight in between? Could be interesting. What do you think? Do you think press 5 if you think Usyk's going to wait for Fury, or press 6 if you think he'll have a fight in between? I've got a feeling you might have to. I'm not talking about ducking. James Locke is saying Hrgovic ain't next. I thought Hrgovic was next for the IBF. Am I wrong? Sorry, James, let me know if I'm wrong there, James. I thought Hrgovic was next for the IBF, right? That's why it can't be for Undisputed. And I thought Hrgovic is calling for an immediate purse bid as well. So Eddie Hearn, Hrgovic and that whole team and the Sauerlands and all that team, they're petitioning the IBF to hold an immediate purse bid so that Fury and Usyk can't be for Undisputed. So that Hrgovic either fights somebody else for the IBF or they have to fight him next. Am I wrong about that? Yeah, that's what I thought. Michael's saying Hrgovic. I thought Hrgovic is next. So that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking Usyk's going to have to take a fight in between. You know when Usyk goes to fight on DAZN against Hrgovic? You know when Usyk has to go and fight Hrgovic on DAZN? What do you think is going to happen on that card? When Usyk goes to fight Hrgovic on DAZN? I'll tell you this now. You see if Usyk goes to DAZN to fight Filip Hrgovic, he better be conclusive. Have you not seen what happened to Jermaine Franklin? Jesus Christ. Usyk better make no mistakes in that fight, you know. No mistakes, because if Usyk takes that fight with Hrgovic and goes over to DAZN, trust me on that, he'll be in trouble. Them cards are not going to look pretty. Because you know they want to get them belts over to... The plan at DAZN is get them belts over to Anthony Joshua as fast as possible. Oh, Dench is saying... George... Oh, you guys are all giving me different answers. George Warren says it's the WBA next. I don't know what's going... Right, So it could be Joe Joyce next. But what do you guys think? What do you guys think about Usyk? Is Usyk going to fight Fury next, or is Usyk going to have to take a fight in between because of Fury's surgery? Could be interesting. So basically, what I'm trying to tell you is nobody's going to get everything they want. Okay? That's the moral of the story for tonight. Nothing's been resolved. Fury versus Chisora was supposed to resolve Undisputed. Nothing is going to be resolved. Oh, it's Dubois. We ain't seen Dubois versus Dubois. Please, that ain't going to happen. Dubois. Yeah. All right, guys, give me your final comments. Let me do a quick check on Dubois, just to see what's going on yet. If anybody's, if we've got a report yet on his leg. Look at this, look. This is boxing scene, look. Jesus Christ, look. This is boxing scene. Saying exactly what I said about Daniel Dubois. Look, you got to give me credit. This is boxing scene. Look. Boxing scene have said the following about Daniel Dubois. Not sure why the ESPN broadcast made no mention of Dubois injuring his leg in the first round. He indicated that much to his corner at the end of the first, stating that he was having trouble putting weight on it. There you go. Look, all I do is, I keep telling you guys, man, Ultra's biased, Ultra's this. All I do is go boxing gym, man, and just call it how I see it. I used to cramp up. When I used to box, right? When I used to box, I used to cramp up. And when I talk about cramps, I had cramps that was so bad. I had cramp that was so bad when I started boxing. I had to be one time, I had to be carried out of the fucking ring by somebody, you know? I'm not talking about the kind of cramp you just stretch out and then you carry on. I had cramp in my back foot, in my rear foot, that was so fucking bad. I literally had to be carried out of the ring. I couldn't walk on it. I thought I was going to have to go to hospital. I thought it felt like my muscle, it felt like my calf muscle was going to explode. It was incredible, man. Terrible. So I know about being in the ring, you can't put nothing on your back foot. Look, he indicated that much to his corner at the end of the first, stating that he was having trouble putting weight on it. That's exactly what I told you. You can see from the way he's fighting. And that's why Shane McGuigan told him, don't throw the hook. he said, don't throw the hook. Don't throw it. Because the hook is the one shot The hook is the one shot where all your weight goes onto that back foot and you pivot off your front foot. You turn your front foot and you pivot your front foot. So we'll have to wait and see. We'll wait and see though, MTK. Maybe we're wrong. The only way we know is if we get the injury report. Right, so that's what I think. And I think, what's next for Dillian Whyte? Dillian Whyte and AJ. I don't know if that fight... You guys are telling me AJ doesn't have the hunger for boxing. That's what you guys are telling me. You guys are saying AJ doesn't have the heart for boxing. So I think we're going to see this. I think we're going to see Usyk versus somebody, not Fury. Fury's going to get surgery. I think we're going to see Daniel Dubois against Lerena or Thingy-Majiggy. Lerena and then Chisora or White. I think we're going to see White on BT. Frank Warren said that him and White were close to making an agreement for the Dubois fight, but then the AJ thing having to do with AJ and Fury at the same time. See, White versus Dubois, yeah? With the kind of money that Dillian Whyte's going to ask for, right? If there's a chance to make the Fury versus AJ fight, you can't really negotiate Fury versus AJ and Dubois versus White at the same time, I don't think. Because you need to know in it, because those are two big money fights. You're going to have to pay Anthony Joshua at least 40% of a shit ton of money, right? And then on top of that, you've got Dillian Whyte asking for a lot of money. So I think what happened was, Dillian Whyte versus Daniel Dubois was kind of close. They were trying to iron out the money. But then when the chance came to make AJ versus Fury, I think what they wanted to do was see if they can make AJ versus Fury, see what funds they generate from that fight, and then think about if they can do Fury versus Dubois for Dubois versus White for X amount of money. Does that make sense? So I think White is open to fighting on BT Sport. Those are the indications that we've been given from Frank Warren, that Dillian Whyte is open to fighting on BT Sport, but it's the money's going to be a problem. So we'll have to wait and see. So I think that will happen. Anthony Joshua, when is he supposed to be fighting? I think Deontay Wilder's going to fight Andy Ruiz. I think all this talk about White and AJ is nonsense. So about AJ and Wilder is nonsense. I don't think that will happen. I think Al Heyman's intention is to do Deontay Wilder versus Andy Ruiz. That's what they'll be doing on PBC. Nobody's ducking anybody. Wilder is not ducking AJ, and AJ's not ducking Wilder. Nobody's ducking anybody. In my money, Al Heyman's going to do it in-house PBC. You're going to see Wilder Ruiz on pay-per-view. Fury will have surgery. Fury, if he has surgery, don't be surprised if you see Fury in another tune-up fight. Read this. Can I just say, guys, I really appreciate all the comments. I really appreciate everybody in the comment section. We've still got like 160 people in here, and I really appreciate it. It's quite late at night. It's nearly gone midnight, you know, so I really appreciate it. There's a lot of people going live tonight. Liam Davis says, Ade said AJ wouldn't even give him an interview on the DAZN show. The guy's lost all interest. Oh, I don't think because AJ is not giving Ade an interview doesn't mean he's lost interest in the sport. But I have heard quite a few people say this, you know. But he looks in good shape, does he not, AJ? Does he not still look in good shape? He doesn't look like he's... One of the telltale signs of somebody who's not interested in boxing is they stop keeping themselves in shape. Am I right or wrong? So, AJ looks to me like he's still keeping himself in some form of shape, right? When you're not interested in boxing anymore, when your heart's not in boxing, the first thing that happens is you stop going to the gym, innit? That's in it. Maybe I'm wrong in it, but when your heart's not in it, like, you kind of see it, don't you, right? Fighters tend to stop going to the gym and you see them get a bit puffy. Super Sardonic says, AJ seems like a gym rat. He'll be in shape with or without boxing. Do you reckon? We'll see. We'll see. I think AJ makes a lot of his money on his look. So, I don't think AJ's... I think he'll box. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll see the interview. Crazy D3 says, Josh... I mean, look. Anthony Joshua shouldn't be anywhere near a boxing ring until he's sorted out his mental issues. And he needs to sort out a coaching situation that works for him. He needs tune-up fights. And I'll leave it at this tonight, yeah? You know, Usyk may beat Fury. You know, Usyk might beat Fury. I mean, listen, it is what it is. You know, best man wins. Someone's got to win. Listen, Tyson Fury is not going to retire undefeated, right? Somebody's going to beat Tyson Fury. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is boxing, isn't it? Look at Ainsley Harriott getting in on the act, right? Someone's going to beat Tyson Fury, yeah? This is boxing. Everybody takes a loss, right? So Tyson Fury's not going to get undefeated. He's either going to get beaten by Usyk or he's going to get in the ring with a He's going to get in the ring with a Warlin and have a bad night. It's going to happen. Right? It's boxing, isn't it? Everybody takes a loss, right? He's going to lose at some point. He's going to stay undefeated forever. So, I don't know. We'll have to see. So, but tune-up fights, I think, have got a place in boxing. And I think they're very, very useful. I think Anthony Joshua could do with a tune-up fight. I think Anthony Joshua's career is being held back because there's so much emphasis by his promoters on resume, and AJ's only fighting top 10, top 5 guys, and AJ's not going to take a tune-up. And when you've got promoters hanging their hat on crap like resumes, you know you're in trouble. Does that make sense? Press 1 if you agree with me, press 2 if you disagree. Like, that shit's for the nerds. Do you know what I mean? Like, when you're a promoter trying to run a business, making money out of a fighter, you want your fighter to peak at the right time. You know, all this talk about fucking, oh, he's only fighting top 10 guys and AJ's not interested in easy touches and all this shit. And, you know, he don't need no tune-ups. We would never do that. We're only doing top 10s, top 5s. Look at his resume and all this nonsense. Look, it's a business. It's a business. You want athletes to peak at the right time. You know when you watch Olympic athletes in the Olympic Games, right? You know when you watch the 100 meters? Do they have the 100-meter final straight away? When you see Usain Bolt running the first round of the Olympic Games, does Usain Bolt run 9.5 in the first round and then run 9.9 in the finals? No, he doesn't. You got to peak at the right. That's what being a fucking pro athlete's all about. You can't be at your peak all year round. You got to peak at the right time. And sometimes you peak over the course of multiple fights. That's what I feel. Sometimes you peak. It takes multiple fights to get to your peak. Got to get your training team in. You've got to, maybe you've got a new style to figure out. Maybe there's a new camp, a new way of doing things in camp. And you have tune-up fights, and you build yourself up, and then you peak, and then you get in the ring with your top opponents. So just put AJ in with somebody. If he's going to continue his career, get him in there in his next fight, in a winnable fight, against someone he can knock over. Exactly, yeah. Oh, tennis is the same. Tennis is the same. But athletics is the same, innit? You don't see Usain Bolt running fucking 9.5 in the fucking first round. He's going to send a message out there. You see Usain Bolt in the first round of the Olympic Games running 9.5 and then picking up the fight and saying, I don't do tune-ups. I'm Usain Bolt. I don't do tune-ups. Look at my resume. I'm running 9.5 right now. Fuck it. I'm running 9.5 right now. Fuck it. I don't do tune-ups. Look at my resume. Check my resume. What the fuck are these guys talking about, man? It's a load of nonsense, isn't it? It's a load of nonsense, isn't it? You have their tune-ups first, innit? You ever seen Usain Bolt? Like, when he used to do them runs, look, hold on. The man used to, do you remember when Usain Bolt used to be in his prime? Do you remember when he used to stop running? He used to stop accelerating at the 50-meter line. Do you remember when Usain Bolt literally used to stop running at the 50-meter line? I don't know if I can get away with this, but do you remember it? Bro, Usain Bolt, remember he was running? He used to stop at 50 meters, 60 meters. He used to stop and just fucking coast home, literally. That was mental. The man used to just coast after 60 meters. He didn't push through. He didn't push through and do a 9.4 and then get on the mic and go, look, I don't do tune-ups. Check my resume. Check my resume. I don't do tune-ups. Nah, it's all about building up, innit? It's all about building up to a peak. That's what they need to do with Anthony Joshua. So yeah, I do worry about him. I worry about the people around him, and I worry about the advice he's given. I think he's entitled to a tune-up, to be honest. He's been through a lot. He's fought Usyk twice in a row. He's fought a lot of top fighters. I think Anthony Joshua is entitled to a tune-up. I wouldn't come out and say, oh, he's having a tune-up. He needs one. He's lost back-to-back. James Locke says Haye retired and fought. Oh my god! Remember when Haye fought Demori? Jesus Christ! Do you remember that? David Haye. Hold on. Remember these fights on Dave? David Haye. Jesus, do you remember these David Haye fights on Dave? They were incredible, weren't they? They were incredible. That was an incredible exercise on money management by Haye. Let me get it. David Haye, fucking... What was the one? It was Mark Demori. But what was the other one before that? What was his comeback fight? Can anybody remember the name? Or was it Mark Demori? Jesus. This was unbelievable, wasn't it? Yeah, look. Look. Don't let them fool you. I remember this fight. They comped a load of tickets, I promise you. They comped a load of tickets. Look, it looks full though. David Haye basically had no undercard. Do you remember when David Haye had Michael Page doing the Drunken Master? I've met Michael Page many a time, by the way. I met Michael Page. I've walked into Michael Page in boxing gyms more times than people on this channel have had hot dinners. Trust me. I used to be around Michael Page in the gym on a weekly basis, mate. Weekly basis. That was it. The Cobra. Look, these are the kind of fights. You don't want to talk about tune-up fights. This is what AJ needs to do. Go on Dave. Don't even do these fights on DAZN. Sign up with Dave, yeah? And look. Put guys like this on the undercard. Michael Page, look. What are they playing? They're playing the monster rhythm in the background. Look, let me hear this. Look, let me play this. Look. Somebody dubbed the video and they got the monster rhythm. Do you know the grime? We got this and that and this, but we are not afraid. You know that one? The monster rhythm. Who's on that one? Big Nasty. Who's on it? Killer. R8. Fender. Fender's bad. Do what? What are you talking about? Don't give it the little I'll knock you out. Listen, mate, I'm from South Africa. All your teeth out your mouth. All the mic I hear you start, you're scared because you know that Fender's pucker. You know about Fender. Look, I'll show you, look. The monster rhythm. Let me get this up for you. Hold on. Michael Page, the drunken master. This is what AJ needs to do, man. AJ Promotions on Dave and have a couple of tune-up fights. Get Michael Page in there. Get the drunken master in there, though. Yeah, the drunken master, look. Press 1 if you can hear this.
Tell me when the group is gonna end, then big man I bring one thing in at the ends, and you know my boss gon' thing in at the ends. Girl, I'm a boss, girl in at the ends. Tell me when the position gonna end. You got this and that and this, but you're not afraid. If you think that you can flip out like us, then do it if you're bad. You got this and that and this, but you're not afraid. If you think that you can flip out like man, then do it if you're bad. Let's go. How many uppercuts was there?
Bear!
Hooks was there?
Bear!
Left hooks was there?
Bear!
Anybody bells was there?
Bear! In the jungle, yeah, I'm there. I'll end your career. Bear! What's this man doing? Page. Yo, someone get me in touch with 258 management though. Look at Page. Drunken master. Mate, it's what we want to see, man. AJ Promotions. If AJ wants help, listen, I will leave Frank Warren tomorrow and I'll come and work on AJ Promotions. You guys see this shit? Drunken master. This is the kind of shit David Haye was putting on his prime. David Haye legit put these cards on in front of millions of people, you know. Yeah, men pretending to be drunk in the boxing ring. Why is he pretending to be drunk though? Just stumbling back. One more time. Why they got people with it? Hey was charging people top dollar for tickets to turn up and watch people pretending to be drunk in the boxing ring though. This is the peak of British boxing, you know. This is when British boxing peaked, in my opinion. This is the pinnacle of British boxing. Do you know what I mean? No, AJ have a tune-up. It's all good. Yeah, Snazzy. Legs are shaky, Adam. Absolutely. Oh, well, it's a shame, isn't it? Because Adam's not at Sky anymore. I hope he gets better, innit? Shout out to Adam Smith. I know we've taken the piss out of Adam Smith on the pads and stuff, yeah, but I hope Adam Smith gets better. I know, what is it? He's not ill, is it? I think he's got issues, isn't he? But he's not ill, is it, Adam Smith? He's got a few issues, isn't he, in his personal life. And I hope Adam Smith gets over his personal issues. Look, he's one of the worst commentators in the history of boxing, right? But at the same time, look, you know, you don't want anybody to sort of, you know, suffer. So my heart goes out to Adam Smith, you know what I mean? And like I said before, definitely one of the worst commentators in the history of boxing. But nevertheless, yeah, I hope he's all right. Right, let's finish up. Samuel Harrison, bring back Haye to kill pay-per-view properly rather than relying on the zone. David Haye would kill the zone. But you know what, though? Hold on a minute. Let's be honest. What's more entertaining? Drunken Master or them YouTube fights? Because let's be honest, the zone ain't too far off, you know. Like, we make fun of Drunken Master, these Drunken Master fights, but the zone are putting on you. Like, Michael Page is a legitimate fighter. Whatever you think about Michael Page, he ain't no YouTuber. Michael Page is as bad as they come. He's a legitimate dude. He's a legitimate guy, you know. It's just, he just got to stop pretending to be drunk in the boxing ring. But he's actually got ability, but the zone be putting on these YouTubers. The zone be putting on the best boxer they got on the zone is that Salt Papi. Have you seen him? He's brilliant. Salt Papi. He's legit. Like, you look at Salt Papi, straight away you can see, yeah, he's boxed for ages. And people were saying, laughing at him. And then I took one look at Salt Papi. I was like, that guy is unreal. And Sonny Edwards said the same thing as well. Sonny Edwards says, if you look at Salt Papi box, you can tell in 2 seconds he's done it. He's done it for years. There's no way. You see the skill level he's got. Salt Papi. And you get these dudes on boxing Twitter that are laughing. Salt Papi would clean these guys out. He's a legit fighter, man. And then somebody said that in the Philippines, he had a whole bunch of like unsanctioned or amateur fights in the Philippines or something. Somebody said he's had like 50 fights in the Philippines. And like they were either amateur fights or they were unsanctioned fights. He's had loads of fights. If you just look at him, he's unreal, Salt Papi. The way he puts his shots together, the way he feints. Are you kidding me? That guy is he's the best YouTube boxer out of them all. I would say he's better than Jake Paul. I'm not saying he's got power, but if you talk about technical ability, Salt Papi is by far the best YouTube boxer I've seen. He's a proper boxer. Yeah, Adam D. Salt Papi can, but no, he's a proper boxer. He ain't no YouTuber. You look at him like, he is not a YouTuber. He's a legit boxer with legit skill. He's been in gyms years. You don't do what he does in the ring. He comes in with the relaxation, the way he feints, moves, puts his shots together. It takes years to get in the boxing ring and do that, let alone do that under the lights. No way on this earth. He's legit, man. Anyway, guys, I really appreciate it, and I really appreciate you. I hope we're all friends. Big up MTK Don. I apologise if I got out of my box a little bit, but it is what it is. I hope you agree with my opinions. If you disagree, it is what it is. Please feel free to hit the like button. If you want to be a part of the chat in the future, hit subscribe. And we'll see you. Hopefully, we'll be able to do some kind of show on Christmas Day. Or near Christmas. It depends on health situation, but we'll have to wait and see. Big up to all my supporters like Yo King, Jason Walker, Shevin, Richard. I really appreciate all the Crazy D3, Dench, all of them. Every Sardonic, all the guys in the chat. Like, I really appreciate you guys. I'm happy with tonight's numbers. Just a casual stream. Did 250 to 150 all the way through for 2 hours up till fucking, 12:30 at night. I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take those numbers all day long. So really happy with that. And take care of yourselves and each other.